The UK's support for Ukraine remains steadfast as the nation navigates the complexities of geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe. Since the onset of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the UK has consistently positioned itself as a key ally to Ukraine, ensuring that its sovereignty is upheld against Russian aggression. Amidst recent controversial remarks by former US President Donald Trump, the UK has reiterated its commitment to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, providing a strong counter-narrative to any claims undermining his leadership. The UK's unwavering backing underscores its strategic and moral obligations in an increasingly polarised world order. British leaders, including Prime Minister Keir Starmer, have been vocal in defending Zelensky against derogatory labels, emphasising the legitimacy of his democratic election. The UK's stance is not only a testament to its diplomatic principles, but also a reflection of its historical ties with Ukraine. As tensions escalate, the UK's role as a mediator and supporter becomes even more crucial. This support is not limited to verbal assurances, but extends to tangible military, financial and humanitarian aid, which has been pivotal in bolstering Ukraine's defences against Russian incursions. The UK's commitment is further exemplified by its readiness to deploy troops as part of a reassurance force under a US-led peace initiative. This potential deployment aims to provide a strategic buffer and signal to Russia of the West's united front. The force, though primarily symbolic, represents a significant step in the UK's foreign policy, highlighting its proactive approach to conflict resolution. As such, the UK's actions serve as a beacon of hope for Ukraine, offering reassurance in times of uncertainty. Furthermore, the UK's diplomatic efforts have been complemented by its engagement with international partners. Prime Minister Starmer's upcoming visit to the United States signifies a coordinated effort to strengthen transatlantic ties and reinforce collective security measures. As the UK navigates this complex geopolitical landscape, its support for Ukraine remains a cornerstone of its international strategy, aimed at fostering stability and peace in the region. The origins of the Ukraine-Russia conflict can be traced back to 2014. A pivotal year that reshaped the geopolitical dynamics of Eastern Europe. The annexation of Crimea by Russia marked the beginning of a protracted and multifaceted conflict, characterized by military aggression and political upheaval. This bold move by Russia was met with international condemnation and a series of economic sanctions. Yet it set the stage for ongoing hostilities in the region. The conflict further escalated, with Russia's support for separatist movements in eastern Ukraine, leading to a protracted war that continues to this day. The conflict's roots lie deeper in the historical, cultural and political ties between the two nations. Ukraine's strategic importance, both as a buffer state and an energy transit route, has made it a focal point of contention. Russia's actions are perceived as an attempt to reassert its influence in what it considers its sphere of influence, challenging the post-Cold War order. This conflict is not merely a regional issue, but a significant flashpoint in global geopolitics, drawing in various international actors with vested interests in the outcome. In February 2022, the conflict took a dramatic turn with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, marking a new phase of aggression. This invasion was met with global outrage and a concerted response from Western nations, including the UK, which ramped up its support for Ukraine. The war has resulted in a humanitarian crisis, with millions displaced and countless lives lost, underscoring the urgent need for a diplomatic resolution. Despite numerous attempts at peace negotiations, the conflict persists, fueled by deep-seated animosities and geopolitical rivalries. The historical context of the Ukraine-Russia conflict is essential to understanding the current geopolitical landscape and the stakes involved for all parties. As the conflict continues to unfold, the importance of international support for Ukraine's sovereignty becomes increasingly evident, with the UK playing a pivotal role in this ongoing struggle. In recent weeks, UK political leaders have rallied to defend President Zelensky against disparaging remarks from former US President Donald Trump, who labelled him a dictator. Prime Minister Keir Starmer was quick to denounce such comments, affirming Zelensky's status as a democratically elected leader and drawing historical parallels to wartime measures taken by the UK during World War II. Starmer's rebuttal highlights the UK's unwavering support for Ukraine and its leader, amidst a backdrop of misinformation and political manipulation. Other prominent UK figures, such as Kemi Badenoch and Ed Davey, have echoed Starmer's sentiments, reinforcing a united front against narratives that seek to undermine Ukraine's legitimacy. These political defences are not merely rhetorical, but form part of a broader strategy to maintain international solidarity with Ukraine. By challenging false narratives, the UK aims to safeguard the integrity of democratic institutions and uphold the principles of sovereignty and self-determination. The UK's robust defence of Zelensky also serves to counteract the influence of Russian propaganda, which seeks to distort the realities of the conflict. Trump's comments, which falsely claim that Ukraine initiated the war, have been categorically rejected by UK officials, who emphasize the fact-based narrative of Russian aggression. Zelensky's approval rating, contrary to Trump's claims, stands at a respectable 57%, further undermining attempts to question his leadership. Such political defenses are crucial in maintaining the momentum of international support for Ukraine. They reflect the UK's commitment to a rules-based international order where democratic values and human rights are upheld. As geopolitical tensions continue to rise, the UK's vocal support for Ukraine acts as a counterbalance to divisive rhetoric and underscores its role as a key player on the global stage. The UK government has signalled its willingness to deploy troops as part of a potential reassurance force in support of Ukraine. This force, discussed under a US-led peace initiative, is envisioned to consist of fewer than 30,000 ground troops, along with drones and intelligence planes. Though primarily a symbolic gesture, this deployment serves as a significant reassurance to Ukraine and its allies, emphasizing the UK's commitment to regional stability. The proposed force aims to monitor critical infrastructure and secure the Black Sea, providing a strategic buffer against potential Russian aggression. While the force is not intended for direct combat, its presence in neighbouring countries such as Poland and Romania would send a clear message of deterrence. This move underscores the UK's proactive approach to conflict resolution, prioritising diplomatic engagement and strategic partnerships. Prime Minister Starmer's forthcoming visit to the United States further highlights the UK's dedication to fostering international cooperation. Meetings with US officials are set to discuss a US backstop to deter future Russian aggression, reflecting a coordinated effort to address the complex geopolitical challenges in Eastern Europe. This visit carries significant political weight as the UK seeks to strengthen transatlantic ties and fortify its alliance with key global partners. The UK's international efforts extend beyond military commitments to include substantial financial and humanitarian aid. By providing comprehensive support, the UK aims to alleviate the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine and facilitate its path towards recovery. As the conflict continues, the UK's actions exemplify a steadfast commitment to upholding Ukraine's sovereignty and promoting peace in the region. The challenges ahead are formidable, but with continued international backing, Ukraine can hope for a future where its territorial integrity and independence are preserved.